Hey everyone, welcome to the Vibe Collective podcast. My name is Arun, and I have with me.
Austin. Hi.
Okay,
Hi.
okay. So we're just a couple of friends trying to review movies. Again, one thing you have to understand is we do not have any professional experience reviewing
Yeah.
movies. This is essentially just two Malu boys hanging out on two sides of the world, just sharing their thoughts on the movie they just saw. All right. So that's basically the gist of it. And actually, I feel like we should go a little bit in depth. And that's why I have Austin here. Austin, give us an in depth analysis of how you think this podcast is going to change the movie reviewing world.
I don't think we're not going to be able to contribute anything to that. But what we
Tajik.
can do, no, what we can do is for those who love to watch movies. So we share a common love for movies and how the movies take we have different takes on the movies that we watch, and I think there are a lot of people that would resonate with our kind of opinion, and those are the people that I want to see this podcast and probably enjoy, like, how you would sit with your friends and just chat about it rather than just come in front of a screen and single-handedly speak about a movie. We are going to discuss about the movie, and then we will take away opinions of what how we feel about of the movie.
Yeah, I think that's the general idea where this just think about it as you watch a movie and then you go home with your friends. You know that car ride back where you
Yeah.
discuss what happened in
Yeah.
the movie, your general thoughts. That's basically this podcast. So if you come out of this podcast thinking, oh, I didn't think of it that way. Like these guys are idiots. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, we could be, but there are going to be other idiots who think like us, and this podcast is for them.
Exactly. അല്ലാതെ idiots അല്ല എന്നുള്ള അഹങ്കാരം ഒന്നും നമുക്കില്ല.
നമുക്കില്ല.
Mostly we'll be reviewing Malayalam movies, but മലയാളത്തിലല്ലായിരിക്കും നമ്മൾ most time സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്, and it's not by design. It's just how we speak normally.
Yeah,
So
it'll be a mix.
one of the things we wanted to keep it authentic, like how we would speak. And we know a lot of people out there where Malayalam English ഇങ്ങനെ switch ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കും just randomly, right? So that's just how it is. We're just going to keep it authentic, and I'm sure some people might have an issue with that, but ultimately the goal is we stay true to ourselves. So it is what it is, I guess.
And those who want to see us would see us. Those who don't want to wouldn't see us.
തീർന്നു.
Oh.
വെറുപ്പിച്ച ആൾക്കാര്. ഇന്നത്തെ നമ്മുടെ മൂവി is Pravinkoodu Shappu.
Okay. Yeah.
So
It from the name.
how the,
So when I went to watch this movie, I didn't see the trailer.
yeah.
I didn't know what
Oh,
genre
you
it was.
didn't?
Yeah, I purely went to watch it
Okay.
based on how Arun said, "Watch this movie." So that's how I sometimes go to these movies. So I sat there with my friend, and as I'm watching the movie, I'm on understanding it's a murder mystery movie, and till that
Okay.
point, I had no clue. And I wanted to watch this movie very authentically, like without seeing any trailer, without knowing what each person was in the movie. And yeah, how did you find it?
So I mean, to that point, I do kind of the same thing where if I know I'm going to watch a movie, I just don't see the trailer.
Yeah.
So this one, I think I saw maybe 40 seconds of whatever trailer teaser they dropped,
Oh,
where just to get the vibe of it. Oh, I'm like, okay, it's probably like a dark murder mystery comedy type movie. I'm in. I mean, I already was in because of the cast and the crew,
oh,
and
yeah.
just like everybody, there was expectations on this. I think that's we'll get into it a bit later, but I think that's probably one of the main reasons why this movie's negative backlash is more than what it deserves.
You mean the cast
So
and the expectations
no, not the
that
cast. Like from the yeah, exactly, from
the
the general
expectations that were
public.
set
You
up.
put like
Like എല്ലാരും പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചു that
other
it would be something that that would be off the charts, but I didn't think it did deliver to that
yeah.
extent. I don't know. The main issue, I think, I shall I start with the issues, or how do I start this?
So let's how this is gonna go is, as this is our first episode. How this would work is we will go first the good, what we liked, what we didn't like, and just a final thoughts at the end, and also a teaser for what the next episode will be. അപ്പൊ ആദ്യം start with, let's start positive. Okay, what did you like about the movie?
So for me, in terms of positive, I think was the extent in which they try to give details. They try to give a lot of
Hmm.
details which people could miss if you rewatch this movie, I'm sure, but I don't think anyone would have that heart to rewatch it. I'll tell you why in the bad. But in the good part, I think if you get the opportunity to rewatch this movie, there are a lot of details that you'll pick up on, why, which is all certain the Easter eggs പോലെ അവിടെ ഇവിടെയൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട്, things that if you did pick up
Hmm.
on, you would understand who would be the person at the end. So
Yeah, yeah.
if you noticed that, I don't know if you did. Uh,
No,
one
no,
good
yeah, I
thing
know.
that I
Go ahead.
felt,
Yeah.
and I think the other good thing that I think was the script. The twist was something that they did quite well. You know, they kept you guessing till
It
the
made
end.
sense.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
gave you these imaginary visuals, if you remember, for things that didn't
The
actually
yeah, the
happen.
fake ones.
Where, yeah,
Yeah.
fake visuals. They
Yeah.
went through that effort instead of just fabricating a story. Like Sabin could easily അവൻ ഇവിടെ വന്ന് പറയായിരുന്നു ഞാൻ വീണു അതുണ്ടായി and finished. And you would believe what Chemba Vinod could have easily believed that. But visually അവർ കാണിച്ചു തന്നു എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്, that the lie that Sabin said, they visually showed it. And I think that was
And
something
yeah,
that was
sorry,
good,
yeah, I'm just gonna the lighting ni parnapara. The one of the best scenes in the movie is, and again, we going all spoilers. There's no section where there's no
Oh
spoilers.
yeah.
So if you haven't seen the movie, yeah, stay here if you have seen the movie, or stay here if you don't care what happens in the movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. പക്ഷേ എന്താ പറയാ മറ്റേ കള്ളം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മറ്റേ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയ കഥ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ one of the best scenes in the movie is that chase scene,
Yeah.
right, where the lorry chases
I think it was
Saubin,
single
and that's
cut.
fake.
Was it a single cut shot?
Was
I feel for some reason I don't remember
maybe
a
like
cut
yeah,
in that.
yeah. I don't remember hearing about it. I feel like one like now one shot like the long shot thing is such a trend that ondengi nammal അറിഞ്ഞേനെ, like people have talked about it, or maybe it's so overused people don't really care about it
It is
anymore.
kind of
But either
overused,
way, I
but
thought
this
that
was.
was
However, the fight. Okay, wait. That comes in the bad. I need to speak a lot about that fight.
okay. Yeah, no. So no, I'm going back to you. I just wanted to interject and let you know that to your point about the fake scenes
Mm.
where they like one of the best scenes in the movie is basically something that didn't happen.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I was saying. So that was
Yeah,
the good
yeah.
thing in the movie,
Okay.
and the effort they took to go through it and show us a fake scene that didn't happen actually. So it doesn't contribute anything to the timeline or the movie. Ki other important factor illa. Even if you didn't see it, what would it? It wouldn't be different.
I
You
know,
just
I know.
believe it and
No,
that's it. You'll
yeah.
go. But they still took that effort to go. Either they had too much money to spend, or
No, I
some
think
budget there.
they probably had this great idea that we have to put in the movie,
Yeah.
and I think that elevated the
Oh,
movie too,
it did.
right?
It,
But
but
also I feel like because നമ്മളത് കണ്ടോണ്ട് like ഒരു സാധാരണ audience, I mean not സാധാരണ, I think everybody would just be like there's no way they put so much effort for a fake
yeah,
scene.
yeah. That
So now
gave you a
Saubin's lie is more
convincing.
believable.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, yeah, it's like cuz you almost like escape death with this person, right?
They did that
Yeah,
again
so I'll get
at
into
one
that
more
scene a
point
bit later, but yeah.
where she was attacked.
Hmm.
The lady was attacked. Where the clown threw the stone at the house and all that. അതൊക്കെ ചെയ്തപ്പോ you actually
Yeah, yeah,
see the
yeah.
clown at some point. You saw footprints in the house. പിന്നെ അത് footprint ഒക്കെ കണ്ടപ്പോ ഞാൻ എന്തായാലും വിചാരിച്ചു there's someone inside and she's going to be killed. But that was also so a lot of these shots that were filmed അതൊന്നും റിയൽ അല്ലായിരുന്നു അവിടെ ഇവിടെയൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട്. They were all
and
fabricated.
throughout the movie they made her character like a I don't give a fuck what happens, like a little more like a bolder character,
Oh, yeah.
that so that when she was reacting that way when the intruder was in her house, like she was basically not making jokes, but she was kind of being jokey about it too, like roasting Basil.
Yeah.
It's like tan the potana
Yeah,
whatever
in that
all
way.
that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. You were more
But
than
yeah,
that.
so exactly. But so if they didn't establish that prior to the that scene where she is like that, we'd be like, oh, is that how you behave? ആരെങ്കിലും വീട്ടിൽ വരുമ്പോ?
Yeah, yeah. Generally, is that how you would talk? Yeah, yeah. Function here, I think why all these fabricated scenes, all the good that I liked in this, if fabricated കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ, how it makes sense is it actually stays true to the main script, main thread of the story, where the whole thing is about magic, about illusion. So the director is showing you something in front while hiding the truth behind, similar to what a magician would do.
Mm.
So in front you see a different thing, but at the back end of it, something else is completely different is happening. So that's what it was, a
Misdirection, right?
misdirection that was
Basically, yeah.
constantly, but misdirection with a production in it, not just a
Mm.
hearsay. She could have much as easily been saying about, yeah, someone's attacking, and they didn't have അവർക്ക് clown in the shot ഒന്നും കാണിക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല നമ്മള്. She could have
മറ്റേ
literally,
മാസ്ക്
yeah,
വെച്ചിട്ട് വന്ന്
just fake
yeah.
the whole thing over a phone call because Basil കാണുന്നില്ല ഇതൊന്നും. Only as audience we are seeing this. Basil is only hearing this, but still the director.
Also, we've seen movies where they'll probably just
Yeah,
only show Basil. നമ്മള്
only saw
അപ്പുറത്തെ like
Basil.
അവളുടെ
Yeah.
audio മാത്രമേ കേൾക്കൂ.
Okay, there are horror movies in the where they would show the other side also, but even on the other side, she would just be walking around hitting things, or they don't have to show us, but on the phone, and she could just act as if she was being attacked. But they visually showed something where so that's where they were true to what their script was magic, and behind the illusion was hidden. Behind that illusion was the real motive. So I think that was the main good that I felt from this whole movie.
Okay, what else did you like? What about the music or the technical side? And
I don't know. That would all be coming bad. So I think this is where the bad starts.
shit.
I'm not joking. Sorry,
Oh
this is
my
how I
god.
feel.
No,
The
I
re-
mean this no. So I mean, full disclosure, like me and him, we haven't we haven't spoken about our thoughts in the movie. Wanted to
we
keep it
only know
fresh for the
how
podcast.
much we
So
rate this movie. He gave it a 3 out of 5,
yeah,
and I gave it a 3.5.
yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah, I was gonna save it for the end of the final thoughts, but hey, so I
Actually,
guess
it's not
spoiler.
spoilers. We spoil it now.
Yeah, yeah. വേണമെങ്കിൽ കണ്ടാ മതിയോ? Okay, so
Now who's
anyway,
going?
so is that
Now when you leave, you know how to leave.
no? But is that all your
My
positive
goods
thoughts?
end there. Yeah. I don't know. Now let me know
Okay,
what you have to say
so
about all
okay,
of this.
I'll start off with like my MVP of the movie for me is the cinematography.
Okay.
Okay, where it like the stuff they did with just some of the lighting in some shots,
Mhm.
where it just like, what do you say, it's just a very very good looking movie to look at. And I think somehow that actually seeps into the negative, where like, and I vibe with the music also. Like I really like the, not the songs necessarily, but the BGM, right?
Mm,
Because I'll go into the bad about some things I didn't like about the music.
mm.
But again, I like the background score. I thought it kept the plot moving. It was, the pace. Some people complained about the lag in the movie. Did you ever feel that,
Are you going into the
like the movie
negatives?
is
'Cause I
laggy?
have a lot of negatives. This is all coming in my negatives.
Oh
I
shit.
want to hear
Okay, 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 all right.
in the takeaways. What was the good? I want to hear your goods so I can start now telling my
Okay,
bads.
okay, okay, all right. So I feel like even though your rating was more than mine, I think you have more negatives. I don't know how that
Yeah,
makes
I
sense,
have more
but okay.
negatives. The only reason why is I really
Mm,
liked the movie, the effort they put in, and they could have done it much better. And that's why my rating is higher. Lowering it doesn't make sense for these small
yeah.
factors. If they fix this, and that's why we're trying to talk about this. ഇതിനെപ്പറ്റി സംസാരിക്കുന്ന main കാര്യം അതാണ്.
I think no, I think also that's how I would describe is, how, let's say somebody brings like this delicious looking cake,
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, that cake looks fucking
yeah.
delicious, and then you take the first bite and you're like, it's okay.
Yeah,
like
it's
like
in that
the
medium this thing. Yeah, but
yeah,
we know there is
where you're like,
potential in,
oh,
and with
അത്രേ
everything that was present, എനിക്ക് തോന്നിയത് of course
yeah.
this was going to be a banger, but I know again mixed opinion. But no, let me finish what you were saying about the good about
Yeah,
the
let me
movie.
finish the post. I think the cast was very good. Like the
Mm,
acting in this was
okay,
very good. I know a lot of people like to shit on Basil now. It's like the Fahd Fasil thing where,
he's
I mean,
everywhere.
നീ വായിച്ചാണ്, where when you're overexposed, obviously the hate goes
Yeah,
up. But then you'll hear the complaint about, oh, Fahd Fasil ചെയ്യുന്ന role എല്ലാം same ആണ്.
mm.
I'm like, no,
Yeah, it's all different. I
right?
understand.
Like
What is
it's
Joji and
not,
what
no,
is
just because
Avesham? They're all
Avesham, yeah, or I think it stems from overexposure, where
yeah. You
the
see them
only
too
complaint you
often,
can
and
say
they
is
become
maybe,
people of your knowing, very recent knowing. After one movie, the next movie when you see it, you're still like, oh, it's the same person, same person, same person.
but my issue is when they try to make it look like Fahd Fazil is the Rock. Like, no, it's not the same.
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm,
in the sense where
now we're
Rock,
talking about something completely different.
no,
Let's stay on topic. Let's talk about the
no,
good
what
about
I'm,
this movie.
no, what No, this is why I'm heading there.
Okay.
That's why I'm going to Basil,
Oh,
because Basil is now facing the same thing where you say, "Oh, Basil's acting is repetitive." I do not think Sukshma
no,
Darshini and this
nothing.
one is
Yeah.
the same
It's
acting,
just the man looks
right?
that way. I don't think. Maybe people would be okay with it. അവന്റെ look മാറ്റിയിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ
No, he had a whole different dialect in this. He
dialect
had
he
like
had
his mannerism.
Thrissur accent and I know mannerism, but I'm just saying the overall
Ah,
facial features, yeah, അത്രയധികം ചെയ്യാനൊന്നുമില്ല.
Yeah.
It's not like the old cinemas where prosthetics would meesh and pulli. What all do you want people to do? Just try to
No,
understand their different
I know, but
characters.
then exactly.
Yeah,
And my issue is like, okay, if the only way I would respect your opinion about Idella Saimana is if I see this character and think of his old character,
yeah.
which I didn't.
It's a
So maybe
that's
if you felt like you as an or you like particularly if someone who's complaining felt that way, I guess more power to you.
no, less
But
power to them.
I had at no point. Oh shit! Okay, Austin says less power to you, so fuck you, I guess. But but I personally don't, right? And it's one of the things like that's why I brought the Rock thing, where Rock you can genuinely have that complaint where the same role
Yeah,
on.
he's always the
Okay,
macho guy. Comes
right?
in, gets hit
Yeah,
twice,
so
and then gets back up and finishes it. This is what
yeah,
Rock
yeah, he never loses a
Yeah,
fight and all that
never lose.
shit.
And
So
he
it's
gets
it's
back
not
and
the
he gets
it's
help
not the
from his
same thing.
family. It'll always be some
Yeah,
Caribbean island or one of those islands where
or
he gets
yeah,
the
yeah,
support from.
he's
Because
he's always got to
he
throw
never goes
back to
back to white people.
his Samoan roots. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Samoan roots. It's always Samoan people that comes to his rescue. So yeah.
yeah. Okay. Anyway, we went on a tangent, but the point is, so I thought the cast did a great job.
Mhm.
Again, the my issue is I wasn't. I don't know if I was disappointed in the movie. Like, what's the right way to say it? You know how
I
you
want to
say,
hear your goods because I have all these disappointments to talk about. What else did you find good in the movie?
S- okay. I think the last good is other than what do you
You
call
said the
it, the
technical, the
technical
cinematography, the
aspect.
cast
Yeah,
is
all
good.
that is good.
So what else?
Yeah, where I wasn't bored. I thought it was an entertaining movie.
Okay, the whole movie
Okay,
you were
like
entertained from the
yeah,
start to finish?
yeah. I wasn't like, oh, when do I get the fuck out of here, right? Like I wasn't thinking that.
At any point. So I
Okay,
had
so
a friend
that's
with me that I went for the movie. When I saw it with
yeah.
him, he was on his phone on Instagram for the first good 20 minutes because he was bored.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I wasn't because I wanted to see
Okay.
it and I wanted to enjoy the
No,
movie. So I
no,
had through
I
that
know, but
pain of that lag that I felt. But he didn't find it entertaining at all. He was like, "I want to leave from here," because and I didn't allow him. That's why it's on
mm,
Instagram. So I think there were people who did not enjoy the whole way. But if you did like it, maybe there was something like you said. You saw technical parts of the movie that made sense to you from the get.
yeah, where I just like the whole vibe of the movie, right? Like I
Yeah,
was like, oh, I like this
sense.
world they're putting in front of me. I like like show me what's happening. I'm here.
Okay.
I think, and so yeah, to just sum it up, I wasn't underwhelmed. I wanted to be overwhelmed, but at the end, I was just whelmed. So just
Well,
there. I think that's yeah, yeah. So I think now we can just go into the negatives about the movie.
oh.
Go ahead, go ahead, Carvel.
To start from the introduction, they tried this introduction by
Yeah.
showing everyone who was sitting in these places, their placements of how they
Mm,
were within the whole the shop, because that's your
mm.
director stage for the whole movie. But
Yeah, the sharp
but
is
yeah, it
a
wasn't
character.
done
Yeah.
well. Where the chess pieces were kept, it didn't have to be shown so easily because they were. I felt they were all very in an exposed center of the room place where all of this happened, right outside, and they were all put in places right beside where any of these people could walk in and see this. They do say at the end of it, hopefully they are drunk enough and not notice it. But imagine there was a situation that this didn't happen. Like Chemban Vinod, who had no hand in this game, he was smart enough to figure all of this out in quite a bit. And if he was the person who walked in instead of anyone else and saw the rope around, that's game over from the get go. So I think the placement of these people could have been much different. Like the main guy who died could have been in a room somewhere, and them in the hall, and where you're a little more sure that this couldn't happen. Like someone couldn't walk in on you while all of this happened.
To that point, do you think it could be because one of them was inside, right? Because I agree with you where the margin for error is really high with the execution
Yeah,
that they did.
yeah.
And the whole idea is about how smart these
They
killers
didn't
are,
have to.
right?
Yeah,
Adanalo
yeah, I
Indurisen.
understand, but they didn't have to show everyone that the
Yeah.
placement they showed. It wasn't right. I felt it could have been done a little different. The other thing was the lag. It didn't need a song, by the way. That movie didn't need that song with Saubin and the girl. Did you enjoy
Yeah.
that music?
No, no, that's why I told you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll get
it
to my
didn't need
bad
a
later. But
song
no,
alone.
I'm not a fan of songs in movies
Music in
these days, where
movies,
it
it
kind of like
would make
stops the
sense.
plot.
Yeah, yeah. Why do you want to push a music into it
Yeah,
unless it
yeah, yeah.
contributes enough to that particular thing, or you're trying to montage a whole thing that makes relevant strength to the story.
Yeah.
Their relationship was shown in that song, but what it didn't make sense. Another thing I didn't like to start with was the fight
Mm.
that what's the guy called, the Anna, yeah,
Babu.
Babu. That fight, they did try to make it very modern by the way the punches came in and all that. They wanted to stop action, that those action cameras
You're talking
shot.
about the mate
That,
painting fight
what's
in the
it called?
മൂത്രപ്പുരയിലെ
Mutraparele
പെയിന്റ്
Talli.
അടിക്കുന്ന
Yeah,
എന്താ
that
പറഞ്ഞ
whatever that was.
അത് തന്നെ
That Talli was very unnecessary. It didn't look real. It could have been done much more better if there was a better fight master, I feel. The choreography of that fight was
Okay.
boring to see. Like
Okay.
every punch that he threw in was very,
My guy said boring.
yeah, it was annoyingly boring to see.
Okay.
I know what he's gonna do next. That's the punch. That's the punch. I know he's
Okay.
gonna throw him
Okay.
off and all of this. These, well, not
Yeah.
where a fight is. A fight has to be unpredictable. A fight has to look like a fight. And a fight coming from a dude
Mm.
of this level, it should be like, see,
Yeah.
we've seen Marco. I think
Yeah.
the fight
Yeah.
scenes in Marco, even though one guy was fighting 100 people, unbelievable, still it gave you that feeling
Mm.
of Marco can do it. There was no prior
Okay.
setup enough for, Babu to have that mass, where you think he can do it. He didn't look like that kind of guy. He just came in.
Okay. Counterpoint. Do you think? What if the argument is the fight was to establish him as that guy? Like that was the point of the
I
fight
would
for
think
you
that
to
he's a
know he
loser
was
because
like
it didn't look like
the
a fight with
Thanos or
any.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I would think of it as a loser fight now. He
Mm.
did win it, but it looked like the director wanted him to win, and hence he won. But so much easier he could have fallen down in that fight. There was no, he wasn't the guy ready for that fight. Like a person, like when you see him, you're like, and you see this fight, you're not gonna think, oh, I'm not gonna fight him because he's so good at fighting. No, I think I would choose better ways to fight him because I think there was a
Yeah.
lot of clown things that he did.
To that point where I was watching the fight. Okay, I didn't hate it as much as you did. Like I thought it was a fine fight. But again, this goes back to the pizza example. I'm sorry, the cake example I was telling you about, where everything about the fight, the way it built up, and the way it was like execute, not only executed, it just felt like
You're right with
I
your
should be
example. Your
liking this
cake
more.
example perfectly fits. It's like you expect a lot from it, and then they deliver just under that.
Yeah,
Not what you
yeah, yeah.
want, and it's not what you used
Same
to.
with the
When you
jokes.
see the cast, when you see the people, jokes, they were unnecessary jokes. I feel
Yeah,
they're
where
not well placed.
the thing about these jokes was, sorry, yeah, go ahead, finish it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, jokes were not placed well. Music was unnecessary. The fight was unnecessary. There was a lot of lag, a lot of distance between anything happening. There were unnecessary conversations of. So if you know Basil Joseph and സംസാരിച്ചില്ലേ, uh, the other guy whose wife is there who looks through the binoculars, I forgot what his name was.
Which one was
Basil
this?
Joseph goes to,
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm talking about the
yeah,
Chetan, where she lives, the how she
yeah,
lives, I know what you're
that
talking about.
guy.
Yeah.
So there was a whole interaction between them about how she married him, and they asked, "How are you?" in all of this. All of that was very unnecessary. Like, there was nothing to do with it. The Chechi Poi,
Oh, another
she
scene
was left early
where I thought was
from work
unnecessary.
that night. That also didn't make any sense. Why did she leave early? What was there? They didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, I know. അതേപോലത്തെ ഒരു unnecessary ആയിട്ട് തോന്നിയത് where അവള് ഇങ്ങനെ നടന്നു പോകും, and then സൗബിൻ എതിരെ നടന്നു വന്നിട്ട് മറ്റേ കലാഭവൻ മണീന്റെ മറ്റേ തങ്കമ്മേ എന്നുള്ള പാട്ട് പാടുന്നെ,
Yeah, and then she runs away. Yeah,
where I and then she runs away, and then look, the intention of that scene was to create the, oh, they hate each other.
yeah.
But I think the movie already established that pretty
Yeah,
well. That scene was kind
well
of
ahead.
nothing.
Yeah, there was so. I think if you cut off all of these scenes, you're going to be able to take that lag coefficient out of it. Lag illenge then probably there would be a little more interest in this movie. And the scenes where Saubin was, they were trying to establish Saubin as a very good magician. There were a lot of magic tricks that was just his close-ups, not the tricks. It was just him
Yeah.
dancing in the light around, like, where's the magic? Where's the trick? There wasn't much. There was just one
Also,
good hit.
another issue I had there was the place where he was showcasing these magic
Yeah,
skills. Like, why is it in the
and
shop?
in the middle
Why
of the
can't he have
shop.
his own
Yeah,
spot where he
and
does?
how is
Exactly,
Babu okay
right?
in all of
I'm like,
this?
this is exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, wait, this Modalali already, like, doesn't respect
Yeah,
you. Is Loki trying to maybe fuck your wife? Okay, but like, and he's also like, oh, what magic hai though.
yeah, and the amount of that slow motion that they basically wanted to show Saubins that they wanted that cinematographer to take that effort and take a video that looks nice, not അതൊന്നും കോൺട്രിബ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യണൊന്നും അതിൽ തന്നിട്ടില്ല അതില്ലെങ്കിൽ പോലും ഇഫ് ഈസ് എ ഗുഡ് മെജീഷ്യൻ ദേ ഹാവ് ടു ഷോ നൈസ് ട്രിക്സ് ദേ പ്രോബ്ലി ഷോഡ് വൺ ഓർ ടു നൈസ് ട്രിക്സ് കിളിയുടെ കഴുത്ത് ഓടിച്ച്
No,
കിളീനെ
the
പെറുക്കിയെടുക്കുന്നത്
pigeon,
പിജിൻ
dove in
അതല്ലാതെ വേറെ
ചെയ്യുന്നതും
എന്താ
അതെ
അതിനകത്ത്
അതെ
ഒരു
അതെ
നല്ല മാജിക് ആയിട്ട് തോന്നിയത് ഒരു ഫ്ലവർ പോലും
മറ്റേ
പറക്കാവുന്നില്ല
വാനിഷിങ്.
വാനിഷിംഗ് ബ്യൂട്ടി വാസ് ദ മെയിൻ ട്രിക്ക് അത് കാണിച്ചില്ലെങ്കിൽ then there's no use അപ്പൊ
അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഒരു രണ്ട് പെണ്ണുങ്ങളെ അറുത്തില്ലെങ്കിൽ മാജിക്
yeah
ആണോ?
magic ആവണമെങ്കിൽ it has to be magic and they're saying he's the best magician. I don't see any magic. He's just a very good killer, I think.
Yeah, and also, like, in the I liked, okay, the motive made sense. Okay,
Oh,
like, sometimes that,
yeah.
yeah.
And one more last thing that I want to say. Basil was very unnecessary now, I feel. At the end of the movie, I was like, why was even Basil there now? He was neither able to prove anything, neither able to find anything, always give you a hope that
Mm.
he will do something about it. I don't think was you think at the
he
cliffhanger.
he he was, no, because Chempin is the one who cracked the case.
Yeah, so much easily with just the thought of let me solve the case in the Matram Vijay, like how this clown ran around looking for clues. He didn't have to. He just sat there, looked around, and said, "Let me use a chaka and recreate what has happened. If I think someone killed, and then I'll say simple thing that even the cops could have done. Even Basil should have just done the same thing.
Also, no, and he was established as the Sherlock Holmes character, where
Yeah,
he picks up all the little
yeah.
cues, right? But how come he didn't see the thing at the top
Yeah, the
where
one
the
needed
rope was running through?
which Chemben Vinod saw right off. He's like, you can't lift him here. If he was so brilliant, the
Exactly.
first thing he should have done is that. So I think they made him look like a fool at the end, and you could have done that
It's kind of.
without
Do you feel
him
like
being there.
it's
There
kind of
could be
similar
any
to?
investigating officer who just walked around and found nothing, like how he found nothing. So I think
Yeah,
yeah,
no, it's similar to
I think
Mate
this is
Fahad Fasil,
yeah.
yeah, in Bougainvillea, where he comes and says, "Oh, we couldn't crack it," and I'm like, "Why the fuck are you here then?"
Again, I wouldn't mind. Why? See, I've heard why Fahad Fasil was there in the movie because Fahad Fasil was supposed to do the movie, I think, and then he
Yeah, no, I think that's no. I know. Those are
was
the
like
those
a
are the
homage.
real life
That's how he
reasons,
came. Yeah,
right?
because of that, and that's why he just wanted to be a part of the movie, and he came in.
And they're homies with Amal
Yeah,
Neerad or
so it's
whatever. So
okay.
I
They
get
can do
that, right?
this.
But
We accept this as audience.
no,
Where's the relationship between Basil and this guy that we know? We don't know that. We can't relate to it.
no, but no, but then my point is those are real life reasons,
Ah,
right? In the movie, I'm like, Fahad Fazil look like an idiot.
oh yeah.
Like, why are you here? You did nothing in the
Oh, in the
movie,
movie. Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So yeah, yeah, I'm talking about like purely in the
In
movie
the
where,
movie.
like,
Okay.
the only reason he was there for marketing reasons, where, oh, Fahad Fasil and I'll go see him in an Amal Neerad movie.
Yeah.
But Allah
Right.
there,
Yeah.
I don't think he added anything to the movie. Even when he came in, he looked like, oh, I just came in to do this scene. I'm going back to do my whatever push part two. Like, yeah, it just felt like I'm just
I'm
here
here
because I told him,
just
yeah,
for the
man.
scenes that I was paid to do or the scenes I committed to.
No,
Yeah.
no, didn't you feel like the whole shit was like a make-a-wish scene? Like,
Yeah.
like, he showed up for the he showed up, he took photos, he left. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Some
that's my
frames.
700th wish.
I want to hear your bad now. What do you find bad? So, these were all my bad.
Okay, okay, the first thing that pissed me off the movie is when I think it was during the intro of Basil, അവരൊരു ഒരു പാട്ടിട്ടു where Basilനെ പൊക്കിക്കൊണ്ട്, but it was in English lyrics and it fucking sucked. There was two times they did that, where there was another one where the lyrics were, I mean, the music of the whatever the song was fine, but the lyrics was so abysmal. It was like, go go go, and then the rhyme with that was amigo, and I'm like, do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't
When he's trying
remember
to
that.
solve
I
the
don't
keys.
remember. Maybe because I think I just
Yeah, and
deleted it from my head right at the beginning.
No, and my issue is like there's nobody speaking English in the
Yeah,
setting. It's very odd,
I know,
right?
yeah.
It's like
Other-
it's like if,
It's just there for no
no,
reason. They like get something from YouTube and put it, which is not licensed.
no, it's like if Hanuman kind did music for Parisharaja. Like it wouldn't make sense. Like you know what I'm saying? Like why is Last Dance playing when Mammootty has Arivar? Okay, so this is my point where it didn't make sense thematically to have this
Yeah.
like this guy walking with English lyrics. And if the lyrics were actually like good, it would have made a little more like okay, fine, at least those sound nice. It was ass. Okay, it was basically like എന്താ പറയാ my wife watches like Kardashians or some shit. Like അവരുടെ reality TV-ന്റെ പാട്ടുകൾ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ? It feels like they make up on the
Like
spot for
those
whatever
jingles
this thing
that
is.
they just sit up and make it.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
exactly, right? It's like if the Kardashians are like, about to like start a new business, and the song would be like new
New
beginnings, and then I'm like, nah, that's
business,
not a real
we
song.
are gonna
You
be
yeah, yeah.
rich.
Yeah, exactly. Some shit like that where I'm like, okay, the kallapatana. You
Yeah.
just made this up and for no reason,
So music
right?
was shit.
So I
Yeah.
no, I think
The lyrics.
the
The
songs I
lyrics.
didn't like.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the background music I
Okay.
thought carried the movie
BGM,
a
I
lot.
don't think it
Where you
carried.
were
No one carried the movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. For me, it was the cinematography and the BGM that mainly did the carrying. But again, the plot wise, it's one of those movies where you come out and you're like, I wanted to like it more, but I don't know what to change to like it more.
Oh, I know how to change it. There's a lot that you could have done.
Parayu.
No, I will give a story, you guys. I'm sure there's a way that you can best have done this with another scriptwriter. I'm telling you, this would have been done much, much, much better. Whoever did this,
I don't doubt it, right? Like, yeah,
yes,
that's what I'm
no,
saying. Where
the
I
whole,
know,
there was
I
a
know
whole
this didn't
thread,
hit.
there was a whole reasoning. It was a very sound judgment where even at the end, when Chemben Vinod died, he was okay with the fact that he's dying. And why Sobin did this, he was relating to that. If a dying person related to it, as someone watching this movie, I'm sure you could relate it. But if it was all set, much, much, much better. The setting was not great. I think the way they showed everything, the lag they generated in between, the way they connected all of these things. Why Basil got mad and went and hit a guy in the police station? Why? You remember that scene? He went and hit because he couldn't
Where
figure it
this one
out the
was.
day before, the day when he.
Oh, that
Yeah,
like yeah, that triggered him because I think I attributed that because Basil has like a complex to be the smartest guy in the room,
yeah, but why go hit
right?
someone for no reason? Like, till then he's talking about ahimsa, violence is not reason. Okay, then we want to hear more about
Mm-hmm.
why did, and about the scene where the mom slit hand. Did we know more about it?
No, they just brought that up. That okay. So my explanation for that was because the whole thing is അവന്റെ അച്ഛനാണ് ആദ്യം ഇവനെ മറ്റേ the guy who got killed
Yeah,
first. Remember
yeah,
he killed somebody in a
yeah.
മറ്റേ കുളവോ അങ്ങനെ എന്തോ.
Joy,
അത് ബേസിന്റെ അച്ഛനാണെന്ന്
yeah,
തന്നെ,
yeah,
right? But അത് പറഞ്ഞത് സൗബിനല്ലേ.
yeah.
So I attributed that to him lying to Chemben to create more motive for it being Basil who is the killer. Just like he lied about എന്നെ വന്ന് വണ്ടി ഇടിച്ചു ഞാൻ വീണു. It was all the same
No, I
time, remember?
mean, what I'm talking about is where when the first time Basil saw the dead body, he kept doing this and then he remembered. Like he was remembering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
what happened there? Do you know? How the mother
Oh
ended
no,
up.
that was basically them establishing that എന്താ
He
പറയാ
has a
ഇവന്റെ
childhood
അച്ഛൻ
trauma.
ഇതുപോലെ yeah, he had a childhood home
And
trauma,
we
so
want to
this
know more.
he
How did
can't
she
be
cut the
around.
hand? Why did this happen? What did he do to fix it? Nothing was there.
I don't think they went in depth
Yeah.
into it. I think
They just threw the movie around everywhere. They could have made it more streamlined. They could have added necessary, like a proper investigative murder. They should watch investigative murders. So whoever made this should see nice investigative murders and understand what is required. You throw those things out. But here they threw out whatever they could.
I uh, I agree, and I think another to your thing is I think they were throwing too many
Yeah.
misdirections, where it's like oh other so that we lose plot, but also
Yeah, we did lose
there
the plot. We
weren't
had
that
no
many.
clue. Towards the end, we were like, even if the killer's not found, we just want this to end.
towards towards the end, you're like, "അല്ല plot എന്താ? We did lose."
Yeah, we
Like
did lose.
എന്താണ് ഈ നടക്കുന്നത് ഇവിടെ?
Yeah, towards the end, when Basil is fighting someone, Chembe Vinod and Saubin has an issue there. You're like, what's happening now? Now we want to know who. None of you guys are the killers. So put us in a place where we just want to see it and leave. I want to end this movie and leave the theater. It came to that.
Oh, the ending. Can we talk about the ending?
Oh,
The timeout?
yeah, it was the most.
I thought that was lazy as fuck,
Yeah, they could have put
right?
some effort into giving us a proper ending for having supported for 2.5 hours.
Okay, but I understood. Okay, I guess,
Either prove he's
tell
dumb
me if you interpret.
and leave, or prove that she's the smart one and leave.
No, I think I'm guessing this is what she got, where like അവളുടെ കയ്യിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു മിനിറ്റ് പിടിക്കില്ലേ പൾസ് ഇത് അറിയാൻ വേണ്ടി, like അവള് കള്ളം പറയുമ്പോൾ അവളുടെ ഹാർട്ട് റേറ്റ് കൂടുന്നുണ്ടോ എന്ന് അറിയാൻ വേണ്ടി, like that's what he was doing, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
nothing changed.
Yeah. Okay, but then if you don't have any evidence, or so, is the movie ending with him saying, "Oh, ini even ഇവളുടെ പുറകെയാണ്." But then I don't care enough to like go, be, just end it here. We
Yeah,
here. Like ഇനി എന്തിനാ ഇത് വലിച്ചു നീട്ടുന്നേ?
they could have just properly ended it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just at that point, I was like, I really expected, okay, at least the ending would be good enough to justify the whole movie. But in the end, also, I thought at least Basil would come out stronger and say, and I was sure Basil wouldn't get it, even though they were showing the click TikTok and he was trying to figure it out. You would be sitting there thinking, oh, can he figure it out? I don't think so, because a sharpshooter who claimed that he was a sharpshooter missed quite easily. Okay?
Missed. Yeah,
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 like
yeah.
like by in terms of
Gold.
sharpshooters gold medalist standards, that was a kilometer difference. We wanted to shoot him and he shot. Like for us, yeah, it's a small distance, but for them, that's an insult to miss by this much.
No,
That
because these are the guys who like shooting targets like
Yeah, for
like
a
200
living.
meters
Yeah,
away and
they
all
for
that.
them this is a
Yeah,
kilometer difference at least, or 100-meter difference.
yeah.
That's insulting.
And Salvin isn't this thin guy. Like you can shoot Salvin
Yeah,
anywhere. Shoot his leg, shoot his stomach.
and he was in front,
Yeah,
if you noticed, and
yeah,
she was always
yeah,
at the back. She was always a little more behind him, and he
yeah.
was
The
in
the
front.
angle was like this.
Yeah,
She was here.
yeah, and
Yeah,
still he managed to shoot him. And then I was like, no way, you're gonna figure this out by touching her pulse or whatever. Do what you want. Take your 10 minutes.
yeah.
You're still gonna be
നീ
an idiot.
ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് ചെയ്. നീ ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാൻ
Yeah,
പോകുന്നില്ല.
നിന്നെക്കൊണ്ടൊന്നും നടക്കില്ല ബ്രോ. നീ ഇറങ്ങി പൊക്കോ. ഇതായിരിക്കും നിനക്ക് നല്ലത്. And they ended the movie there properly. I was like, "Ugh, I'm not in a cliffhanger. I know he didn't figure it out. He's gonna be still in India.
Oh, that's what you ended with.
Yeah,
I'm like, for my sanity, I'm like, oh, probably figured it out later. I don't care.
I'm 100% telling you he did. He still has no clue. He's still walking around there thinking that he's gonna
Yeah,
find this. If that man is real, he's
but
still walking around.
yeah. No, but I think that's it goes back to like this whole movie where it like you just expect ഇത് ഇതിലും better ആയിരിക്കും, because everything ഈ movie everything tells you it should be better.
I only hope someone properly comes and makes another murder mystery where you sit and say, like, say, take the effort. See, Glass Onion is not one of the best. Knives Out probably
Hmm.
are coming in those ranges, but take Glass Onion as an example and give at least that much. Don't give us. We're not asking for more. Give us Glass Onion. It's not do you say it's one of the best murder mysteries?
I wouldn't say best, but I would say it's one of
It's
the
the
better
standard.
ones that
You
have
would,
come
you
out
would, you would
lately.
hold that at the start of the standard, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
അതിലും താഴെ പോകരുത്.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
at
go
least hit
below.
that.
So come at
But
least to
I
that
but I think
point.
I did like Glass Onion better than Knives Out. The first Knives Out, I
Oh
thought
yeah, okay.
I liked Glass
I'm
Onion
just
better.
saying. Okay, now we'll have to talk about other movies now again. But
Okay, but no, keep going, keep
yeah.
going.
So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, at least give us that standard. We're not asking for something heavily out that is not seen at all. Give us something.
Or അവിടെ വരെ പോകണ്ട. Hit സൂക്ഷ്മദർശിനി.
Oh yeah,
Hit that
Super
standard.
Destiny. That standard. Oh, I loved that movie. Coming out of it, you're like,
Yeah,
this is something I wanted to see. And
yeah.
Malayalam movie has that standard. Probably we've been spoilt with that standard. If this was any other industry
Think
and
so,
seeing
think
this,
so. Yeah, I don't disagree
if
with
you
that.
sat and
Yeah.
saw this from a
And
Bollywood movie, probably you'd be like, ah, at least they did this much. Yeah, you're happy. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, അവന്മാരെ കൊണ്ട്
We
ഇത്രയും
talk
പറ്റുമോ?
about it. But coming from a Malayalam movie,
Uh,
coming from that, like you said, a very good cast that could
the
do a lot.
and
And
and the technical crew too,
yeah,
right? Like
all
where
of the,
if
yeah,
you
technical
look
movie,
at,
like you
yeah,
said, was like, I agree. There was a very good movie, like in terms
And Anwar Rashid is producing, and he doesn't miss.
Yeah, that's what you're
Like,
always
what was the
expecting.
last, even
You're
mid
you're,
movie?
you're seeing everyone involved in this movie, and you're like him. All of them are there for sure. Your expectations are up there. If it was if it was any other cast, you'd be like, okay, now we need to. You'd be like, okay. You go in with your lowest expectations, and then probably you might
I
not walk
know.
home disappointed. But you went here, like you said, with that cake. You're envisioning one of the
Yeah.
best bites, and then other last മൂഞ്ചി തന്നു. Yeah, that's how I felt.
That's the final review.
Yeah.
Munchi Tannu out of 5.
Yeah. Oh, மூஞ்சி.
Okay, a final thing. What I didn't like,
Uh-huh.
the jokes.
Ah.
Okay,
Mhm.
and I think what irritated me is they aren't bad, but they're also like, huh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Chelad, it's so mosham. Chelad is so mosham. You're like, ah,
Either
man,
they're
eduthondo
not
pode.
rightly
Like, in the
paced,
Chalaya.
or it's not well delivered. The dialogue delivery
Yeah,
is
yeah.
when
Where,
the timing is not right. Whoever did the jokes on this should not
because,
do jokes on
yeah,
this. They can go to like probably like hours in the show poi start there and then come here to movies.
no, but അതാ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് where it doesn't feel like okay ചിലത് is like just low class ചളികളുണ്ട് where
Yeah,
you just hear that in you groan right yeah അതല്ല ഇത് okay but at the same time it's not it just feel again the whole this goes back to the theme of the whole movie it's just there
yeah.
right
Watch
ഈ
it.
jokes
Yeah.
just there
They just put it
right
together in a
like
bag and they were like now threw they just threw it down and then like kabaddi നിരത്തുന്ന പോലെ they like ഇവിടെ കുറച്ച് അവിടെ കുറച്ച് ഇവിടെ കുറച്ച് ഇവിടെ കുറച്ച് we don't know why they doing this like why what does it all mean now then the director like it comes here and then it comes
yeah
there okay don't do that
final thoughts about the movie is I would ask people to watch the movie though this is
yeah
not a movie I would ask people to skip
yeah again
and that's the difficult decision
I even
right
started by
like
saying
it's
this
so
watch this movie again when not in
yeah
theater if you
yeah
have the money for it go for it but not in theater but go and watch this probably maybe the second time around I think maybe if I watch the second time around maybe some of these things might make sense here and there and why this happened maybe I want to see why this movie was not done right.
yeah but even if you pick up on certain things that make sense the I don't think the overall vibe of the movie just being
No, it won't change.
there
This
would
time, this
change
time I'm watching it,
yeah
rewatching it only for this reason to see if what could have been done differently to make it right, and not it'll never change
or
my opinion on the
movie
movie.
without the burden of expectations
Yeah,
right that's another thing
yeah,
that you won't have this
yeah.
time
This time you are going with a lesser expectation, 100%. Yeah, that's probably what will change for me. And you're like, I know it's a shitty. Now let me try to find the good in this.
okay so what is as I said this was the part where I was about to ask you to drop your rating so what was your rating
I
for this
stick to
movie
my 3.5. I don't know if anything has changed.
3.5
Yeah,
okay for me it's 3 out of 5 and yeah I would definitely
even though I had
recommend
more to
somebody
shit
watch
on
this
this
movie at
movie,
least once
even though I had more to shit in the movie, I gave half a point more. If you realize, it's because I really,
I
really
you know
expect. I really, really liked what they tried to do, but just couldn't do it very,
yeah
very well. But hopefully, they would do it another time around.
no I think it's like when you let's say when you like really when you really like your kid like you're not supposed to like your kid but like when you like your kid like you're extra harsh on them
Yeah,
because you like care a bit
yeah,
more where it's like yo like you have the recipe not
yes,
recipe you have the ingredients here why didn't you cook it better
yeah. Cook it better. That's all. That's all. And I hope they will do it next time around.
all right so that's the end of this episode thanks for watching we hope you liked it again this is the first episode we're doing so obviously this is going to be the worst
And this is also
right
experimental. We
നീ
are also
എന്താടാ
trying
ഇങ്ങനെ
to run.
നിക്കുന്നെ?
No, we're trying to run through this.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm telling why this is the first
No,
episode.
ഞാൻ ഞാനത് ഞാനത് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് യു ലുക്ഡ് അറ്റ് മീ ലൈക്ക് ഇത് വേസ്റ്റ് ആണെന്നാരും എൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് പറഞ്ഞില്ലല്ലോ ഇമാതിരി പന്ന പരിപാടിക്കാണ് ഇവൻ എന്നെ വിളിച്ച് so Austin any final thoughts before we leave
Malu movies. I'm waiting.
okay you heard the man Malu movies I am waiting all right so next week we'll be reviewing Dominic and the Ladies Purse so stay tuned for a teaser of that episode which will be right now and that's all for us take care guys
Okay.
I think what I liked about the movie is you don't expect. Okay, look, the Mammootty movie, so Dominic and the ladies' purse, but I don't think audience expect Edu Mohanlal a ladies' purse in ഇറങ്ങി വരാൻ.
But the purse having that magical power of, when you rub on it, it becomes, it brings out more ladies from it. But Mammootty using the makeup from that lady's purse is not what I thought would happen.
I, I think the twist that Mammootty ആണ് killer, I think that's overplayed in an investigation movie. കാല് പിടിക്കുകയാണ് ഇവിടെ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ഒക്കെ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ബട്ടൺ കാണും, ഒന്ന് ഞെക്കി ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുടുംബത്തിന് അരി വെക്കാനുള്ള പൈസ എങ്കിലും തന്ന.
അറിയല്ലേ? ഞാൻ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യടാ. You're like, oh, you weren't planning on subscribing.
Okay, I think we'll end it there.
Yeah, I think it's a sweet spot to end this.